powered vertical landings over the ocean. October 13th, 2024. Starship Flight Test 5. Objective: achieve full booster recovery using Mechazilla mechanical arms. Outcome: Super Heavy booster successfully caught by Mechazilla. Starship completed controlled splashdown in the Indian Ocean. Upcoming: Starship Flight Test 6. Objective: replicate booster catch with Mechazilla and test enhanced re-entry profiles. Planned enhancements: upgraded propulsion systems and refined heat shield design. In the last flight, SpaceX achieved a significant milestone by successfully catching the Super Heavy booster using the innovative Mechazilla mechanical arms. For IFT-6, the plan is to replicate that success, with the booster returning to the launch pad shortly after takeoff for another precision catch by Mechazilla. The upper stage of the rocket, known as Ship 31, will follow a similar trajectory to the previous test, targeting a controlled descent and splashdown in the Indian Ocean. This mission will test several upgrades, including intentional heat shield gaps and a steeper re-entry profile, which are critical for gathering data for future crewed and cargo missions. While we wait for the countdown to progress, let's take a closer look at the incredible team effort behind this mission. From the design of the rocket to the execution of test flights, SpaceX continues to inspire us with its vision for making life multiplanetary. Today's test is about more than just the hardware. It's about refining processes, gathering crucial data, and continuing the journey toward reusability and sustainability in space travel. We're so glad you're here to join us for this exciting moment. Together, let's witness history in the making as SpaceX takes another step toward the stars. Stay tuned. Good evening, space enthusiasts. Welcome to our live coverage of SpaceX's highly anticipated Integrated Flight Test 6, or IFT-6. I'm Quentin, and I'm thrilled to guide you through this monumental event as we witness the next leap in space exploration. Today's mission represents another critical step forward for SpaceX's Starship program. The Starship system is designed to be a fully reusable spacecraft capable of carrying humans and cargo to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. With IFT-6, SpaceX continues to push the boundaries of engineering and innovation. April 20th, 2023, Starship Flight Test. Objective: first integrated flight of Starship and Super Heavy booster. Outcome: achieved liftoff. Vehicle experienced multiple engine failures, leading to loss of control and termination. November 18th, 2023, Starship Flight Test 2. Objective: tested hot staging separation and near-orbital trajectory. Outcome: successful liftoff and stage separation. Both stages re-entered and performed controlled splashdowns. March 14th, 2024, Starship Flight Test 3. Objective: demonstrate payload bay door operation and refine re-entry procedures. Outcome: successful payload bay door test. Vehicle achieved controlled re-entry and splashdown. June 6th, 2024, Starship Flight Test 4. Objective: simulate booster landing at a virtual tower and test Starship's re-entry capabilities. Outcome: both booster and Starship successfully re-entered and performed powered vertical landings over the ocean. October 13th, 2024, Starship Flight Test 5. Objective: achieve full booster recovery using Mechazilla mechanical arms. Outcome: Super Heavy booster successfully caught by Mechazilla. Starship completed controlled splashdown in the Indian Ocean. Upcoming: Starship Flight Test 6. Objective: replicate booster catch with Mechazilla and test enhanced re-entry profiles. Planned enhancements: upgraded propulsion systems and refined heat shield design. In the last flight, SpaceX achieved a significant milestone by successfully catching the Super Heavy booster using the innovative Mechazilla mechanical arms. For IFT-6, the plan is to replicate that success, with the booster returning to the launch pad shortly after takeoff for another precision catch by Mechazilla. The upper stage of the rocket, known as Ship 31, will follow a similar trajectory to the previous test, targeting a controlled descent and splashdown in the Indian Ocean. This mission will test several upgrades, including intentional heat shield gaps and a steeper re-entry profile, which are critical for gathering data for future crewed and cargo missions. While we wait for the countdown to progress, let's take a closer look at the incredible team effort behind this mission. From the design of the rocket to the execution of test flights, SpaceX continues to inspire us with its vision for making life multiplanetary. Today's test is about more than just the hardware. It's about refining processes, gathering crucial data, and continuing the journey toward reusability and sustainability in space travel. We're so glad you're here to join us for this exciting moment. Together, let's witness history in the making as SpaceX takes another step toward the stars. Stay tuned. Good evening, space enthusiasts. Welcome to our live coverage of SpaceX's highly anticipated Integrated Flight Test 6, or IFT-6. I'm Quentin, and I'm thrilled to guide you through this monumental event as we witness the next leap in space exploration. Today's mission represents another critical step forward for SpaceX's Starship program. The Starship system is designed to be a fully reusable spacecraft capable of carrying humans and cargo to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. With IFT-6, SpaceX continues to push the boundaries of engineering and innovation. April 20th, 2023, Starship flight test. Objective: first integrated flight of Starship and Super Heavy booster. Outcome: achieved liftoff. Vehicle experienced multiple engine failures, leading to loss of control and termination. November 18th, 2023, Starship flight test 2. Objective: tested hot staging separation and near-orbital trajectory. Outcome: successful liftoff and stage separation. Both stages re-entered and performed controlled splashdowns. March 14th, 2024, Starship flight test 3. Objective: demonstrate payload bay door operation and refine re-entry procedures. Outcome: successful payload bay door test. Vehicle achieved controlled re-entry and splashdown. June 6th, 2024, Starship flight test 4. Objective: simulate booster landing at a virtual tower and test Starship's re-entry capabilities. Outcome: both booster and Starship successfully re-entered and performed powered vertical landings over the ocean. October 13th, 2024, Starship flight test 5. Objective: achieve full booster recovery using Mechazilla mechanical arms. Outcome: Super Heavy booster successfully caught by Mechazilla. Starship completed controlled splashdown in the Indian Ocean. Upcoming, Starship flight test 6. Objective: replicate booster catch with Mechazilla and test enhanced re-entry profiles. Planned enhancements: upgraded propulsion systems and refined heat shield design. In the last flight, SpaceX achieved a significant milestone by successfully catching the Super Heavy booster using the innovative Mechazilla mechanical arms. For IFT-6, the plan is to replicate that success, with the booster returning to the launch pad shortly after takeoff for another precision catch by Mechazilla. The upper stage of the rocket, known as Ship 31, will follow a similar trajectory to the previous test, targeting a controlled descent and splashdown in the Indian Ocean. This mission will test several upgrades, including intentional heat shield gaps and a steeper re-entry profile, which are critical for gathering data for future crewed and cargo missions. While we wait for the countdown to progress, let's take a closer look at the incredible team effort behind this mission. From the design of the rocket to the execution of test flights, SpaceX continues to inspire us with its vision for making life multiplanetary. Today's test is about more than just the hardware. It's about refining processes, gathering crucial data, and continuing the journey toward reusability and sustainability in space travel. We're so glad you're here to join us for this exciting moment. Together, let's witness history in the making as SpaceX takes another step toward the stars. Stay tuned. Good evening, space enthusiasts. Welcome to our live coverage of SpaceX's highly anticipated Integrated Flight Test 6, or IFT-6. I'm Quentin, and I'm thrilled to guide you through this monumental event as we witness the next leap in space exploration. Today's mission represents another critical step forward for SpaceX's Starship program. The Starship system is designed to be a fully reusable spacecraft capable of carrying humans and cargo to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. With IFT-6, SpaceX continues to push the boundaries of engineering and innovation. April 20th, 2023, Starship flight test. Objective: First integrated flight of Starship and Super Heavy booster. Outcome: achieved liftoff. Vehicle experienced multiple engine failures, leading to loss of control and termination. November 18, 2023. Starship Flight Test 2. Objective: tested hot staging separation and near-orbital trajectory. Outcome: successful liftoff and stage separation. Both stages re-entered and performed controlled splashdowns. March 14, 2024. Starship Flight Test 3. Objective: demonstrate payload bay door operation and refine re-entry procedures. Outcome: successful payload bay door test. Vehicle achieved controlled re-entry and splashdown. June 6, 2024. Starship Flight Test 4. Objective: simulate booster landing at a virtual tower and test Starship's re-entry capabilities. Outcome: both booster and Starship successfully re-entered and performed powered vertical landings over the ocean. October 13, 2024. Starship Flight Test 5. Objective: achieve full booster recovery using Mechazilla mechanical arms. Outcome: Super Heavy booster successfully caught by Mechazilla. Starship completed controlled splashdown in the Indian Ocean. Upcoming: Starship Flight Test 6. Objective: replicate booster catch with Mechazilla and test enhanced re-entry profiles. Planned enhancements: upgraded propulsion systems and refined heat shield design. In the last flight, SpaceX achieved a significant milestone by successfully catching the Super Heavy booster using the innovative Mechazilla mechanical arms. For IFT-6, the plan is to replicate that success, with the booster returning to the launch pad shortly after takeoff for another precision catch by Mechazilla. The upper stage of the rocket, known as Ship 31, will follow a similar trajectory to the previous test, targeting a controlled descent and splashdown in the Indian Ocean. This mission will test several upgrades, including intentional heat shield gaps and a steeper re-entry profile, which are critical for gathering data for future crewed and cargo missions. While we wait for the countdown to progress, let's take a closer look at the incredible team effort behind this mission. From the design of the rocket to the execution of test flights, SpaceX continues to inspire us with its vision for making life multiplanetary. Today's test is about more than just the hardware. It's about refining processes, gathering crucial data, and continuing the journey toward reusability and sustainability in space travel. We're so glad you're here to join us for this exciting moment. Together, let's witness history in the making as SpaceX takes another step toward the stars. Stay tuned. Good evening, space enthusiasts. Welcome to our live coverage of SpaceX's highly anticipated Integrated Flight Test 6, or IFT-6. I'm Quentin, and I'm thrilled to guide you through this monumental event as we witness the next leap in space exploration. Today's mission represents another critical step forward for SpaceX's Starship program. The Starship system is designed to be a fully reusable spacecraft capable of carrying humans and cargo to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. With IFT-6, SpaceX continues to push the boundaries of engineering and innovation. April 20th, 2023, Starship Flight Test. Objective: first integrated flight of Starship and Super Heavy booster. Outcome: achieved liftoff. Vehicle experienced multiple engine failures, leading to loss of control and termination. November 18th, 2023, Starship Flight Test 2. Objective: tested hot staging separation and near-orbital trajectory. Outcome: successful liftoff and stage separation. Both stages re-entered and performed controlled splashdowns. March 14, 2024. Starship Flight Test 3. Objective: demonstrate payload bay door operation and refine re-entry procedures. Outcome: successful payload bay door test. Vehicle achieved controlled re-entry and splashdown. June 6, 2024. Starship Flight Test 4. Objective: simulate booster landing at a virtual tower and test Starship's re-entry capabilities. Outcome: both booster and Starship successfully re-entered and performed powered vertical landings over the ocean. October 13, 2024. Starship Flight Test 5. Objective: achieve full booster recovery using Mechazilla mechanical arms. Outcome: Super Heavy booster successfully caught by Mechazilla. Starship completed controlled splashdown in the Indian Ocean. Upcoming, Starship Flight Test 6. Objective, replicate booster catch with Mechazilla and test enhanced re-entry profiles. Planned enhancements, upgraded propulsion systems, and refined heat shield design. In the last flight, SpaceX achieved a significant milestone by successfully catching the Super Heavy booster using the innovative Mechazilla mechanical arms. For IFT-6, the plan is to replicate that success, with the booster returning to the launch pad shortly after takeoff for another precision catch by Mechazilla. The upper stage of the rocket, known as Ship 31, will follow a similar trajectory to the previous test, targeting a controlled descent and splashdown in the Indian Ocean. This mission will test several upgrades, including intentional heat shield gaps and a steeper re-entry profile, which are critical for gathering data for future crewed and cargo missions. While we wait for the countdown to progress, let's take a closer look at the incredible team effort behind this mission. From the design of the rocket to the execution of test flights, SpaceX continues to inspire us with its vision for making life multiplanetary. Today's test is about more than just the hardware. It's about refining processes, gathering crucial data, and continuing the journey toward reusability and sustainability in space travel. We're so glad you're here to join us for this exciting moment. Together, let's witness history in the making as SpaceX takes another step toward the stars. Stay tuned. Good evening, space enthusiasts. Welcome to our live coverage of SpaceX's highly anticipated Integrated Flight Test 6, or IFT-6. I'm Quentin, and I'm thrilled to guide you through this monumental event as we witness the next leap in space exploration. Today's mission represents another critical step forward for SpaceX's Starship program. The Starship system is designed to be a fully reusable spacecraft capable of carrying humans and cargo to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. With IFT-6, SpaceX continues to push the boundaries of engineering and innovation. April 20th, 2023, Starship Flight Test. Objective, first integrated flight of Starship and Super Heavy booster. Outcome, achieved liftoff. Vehicle experienced multiple engine failures, leading to loss of control and termination. November 18th, 2023, Starship Flight Test 2. Objective, tested hot staging separation and near-orbital trajectory. Outcome, successful liftoff and stage separation. Both stages re-entered and performed controlled splashdowns. March 14th, 2024, Starship Flight Test 3. Objective, demonstrate payload bay door operation and refine re-entry procedures. Outcome, successful payload bay door test. Vehicle achieved controlled re-entry and splashdown. June 6th, 2024, Starship Flight Test 4. Objective, simulate booster landing at a virtual tower and test Starship's re-entry capabilities. Outcome, both booster and Starship successfully re-entered and performed powered vertical landings over the ocean. October 13th, 2024, Starship Flight Test 5. Objective, achieve full booster recovery using Mechazilla mechanical arms. Outcome, Super Heavy booster successfully caught by Mechazilla. Starship completed controlled splashdown in the Indian Ocean. Upcoming, Starship Flight Test 6. Objective, replicate booster catch with Mechazilla and test enhanced re-entry profiles. Planned enhancements, upgraded propulsion systems, and refined heat shield design. In the last flight, SpaceX achieved a significant milestone by successfully catching the Super Heavy booster using the innovative Mechazilla mechanical arms. For IFT-6, the plan is to replicate that success, with the booster returning to the launch pad shortly after takeoff for another precision catch by Mechazilla. The upper stage of the rocket, known as Ship 31, will follow a similar trajectory to the previous test, targeting a controlled descent and splashdown in the Indian Ocean. This mission will test several upgrades, including intentional heat shield gaps and a steeper re-entry profile, which are critical for gathering data for future crewed and cargo missions. While we wait for the countdown to progress, let's take a closer look at the incredible team effort behind this mission. From the design of the rocket to the execution of test flights, SpaceX continues to inspire us with its vision for making life multiplanetary. Today's test is about more than just the hardware. It's about refining processes, gathering crucial data, and continuing the journey toward reusability and sustainability in space travel. We're so glad you're here to join us for this exciting moment. Together, let's witness history in the making as SpaceX takes another step toward the stars. Stay tuned. Good evening, space enthusiasts. Welcome to our live coverage of SpaceX's highly anticipated Integrated Flight Test 6, or IFT-6. I'm Quentin, and I'm thrilled to guide you through this monumental event as we witness the next leap in space exploration. Today's mission represents another critical step forward for SpaceX's Starship program. The Starship system is designed to be a fully reusable spacecraft capable of carrying humans and cargo to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. With IFT-6, SpaceX continues to push the boundaries of engineering and innovation. April 20th, 2023, Starship flight test. Objective: first integrated flight of Starship and Super Heavy booster. Outcome: achieved liftoff. Vehicle experienced multiple engine failures, leading to loss of control and termination. November 18th, 2023, Starship flight test 2. Objective: tested hot staging separation and near orbital trajectory. Outcome: successful liftoff and stage separation. Both stages re-entered and performed controlled splashdowns. March 14th, 2024, Starship flight test 3. Objective: demonstrate payload bay door operation and refine re-entry procedures. Outcome: successful payload bay door test. Vehicle achieved controlled re-entry and splashdown. June 6th, 2024, Starship flight test 4. Objective: simulate booster landing at a virtual tower and test Starship's re-entry capabilities. Outcome: both booster and Starship successfully re-entered and performed powered vertical landings over the ocean. October 13th, 2024, Starship flight test 5. Objective: achieve full booster recovery using Mechazilla mechanical arms. Outcome: Super Heavy booster successfully caught by Mechazilla. Starship completed controlled splashdown in the Indian Ocean. Upcoming, Starship flight test 6. Objective: replicate booster catch with Mechazilla and test enhanced re-entry profiles. Planned enhancements: upgraded propulsion systems and refined heat shield design. In the last flight, SpaceX achieved a significant milestone by successfully catching the Super Heavy booster using the innovative Mechazilla mechanical arms. For IFT-6, the plan is to replicate that success, with the booster returning to the launch pad shortly after takeoff for another precision catch by Mechazilla. The upper stage of the rocket, known as Ship 31, will follow a similar trajectory to the previous test, targeting a controlled descent and splashdown in the Indian Ocean. This mission will test several upgrades, including intentional heat shield gaps and a steeper re-entry profile, which are critical for gathering data for future crewed and cargo missions. While we wait for the countdown to progress, let's take a closer look at the incredible team effort behind this mission. From the design of the rocket to the execution of test flights, SpaceX continues to inspire us with its vision for making life multiplanetary. Today's test is about more than just the hardware. It's about refining processes, gathering crucial data, and continuing the journey toward reusability and sustainability in space travel. We're so glad you're here to join us for this exciting moment. Together, let's witness history in the making as SpaceX takes another step toward the stars. Stay tuned. Good evening, space enthusiasts. Welcome to our live coverage of SpaceX's highly anticipated Integrated Flight Test 6, or IFT-6. I'm Quentin, and I'm thrilled to guide you through this monumental event as we witness the next leap in space exploration. Today's mission represents another critical step forward for SpaceX's Starship program. The Starship system is designed to be a fully reusable spacecraft capable of carrying humans and cargo to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. With IFT-6, SpaceX continues to push the boundaries of engineering and innovation. April 20th, 2023, Starship flight test. Objective: first integrated flight of Starship and Super Heavy booster. Outcome: achieved liftoff. Vehicle experienced multiple engine failures, leading to loss of control and termination. November 18th, 2023, Starship flight test 2. Objective: tested hot staging separation and near-orbital trajectory. Outcome: successful liftoff and stage separation. Both stages re-entered and performed controlled splashdowns. March 14, 2024. Starship Flight Test 3. Objective: demonstrate payload bay door operation and refine re-entry procedures. Outcome: successful payload bay door test. Vehicle achieved controlled re-entry and splashdown. June 6, 2024. Starship Flight Test 4. Objective: simulate booster landing at a virtual tower and test Starship's re-entry capabilities. Outcome: both booster and Starship successfully re-entered and performed powered vertical landings over the ocean. October 13, 2024. Starship Flight Test 5. Objective: achieve full booster recovery using Mechazilla mechanical arms. Outcome: Super Heavy booster successfully caught by Mechazilla. Starship completed controlled splashdown in the Indian Ocean. Upcoming: Starship Flight Test 6. Objective: replicate booster catch with Mechazilla and test enhanced re-entry profiles. Planned enhancements: upgraded propulsion systems and refined heat shield design. In the last flight, SpaceX achieved a significant milestone by successfully catching the Super Heavy booster using the innovative Mechazilla mechanical arms. For IFT-6, the plan is to replicate that success, with the booster returning to the launch pad shortly after takeoff for another precision catch by Mechazilla. The upper stage of the rocket, known as Ship 31, will follow a similar trajectory to the previous test, targeting a controlled descent and splashdown in the Indian Ocean. This mission will test several upgrades, including intentional heat shield gaps and a steeper re-entry profile, which are critical for gathering data for future crewed and cargo missions. While we wait for the countdown to progress, let's take a closer look at the incredible team effort behind this mission. From the design of the rocket to the execution of test flights, SpaceX continues to inspire us with its vision for making life multiplanetary. Today's test is about more than just the hardware. It's about refining processes, gathering crucial data, and continuing the journey toward reusability and sustainability in space travel. We're so glad you're here to join us for this exciting moment. Together, let's witness history in the making as SpaceX takes another step toward the stars. Stay tuned. Good evening, space enthusiasts. Welcome to our live coverage of SpaceX's highly anticipated Integrated Flight Test 6, or IFT-6. I'm Quentin, and I'm thrilled to guide you through this monumental event as we witness the next leap in space exploration. Today's mission represents another critical step forward for SpaceX's Starship program. The Starship system is designed to be a fully reusable spacecraft capable of carrying humans and cargo to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. With IFT-6, SpaceX continues to push the boundaries of engineering and innovation. April 20th, 2023, Starship Flight Test. Objective: first integrated flight of Starship and Super Heavy booster. Outcome: achieved liftoff. Vehicle experienced multiple engine failures, leading to loss of control and termination. November 18th, 2023, Starship Flight Test 2. Objective: tested hot staging separation and near-orbital trajectory. Outcome: successful liftoff and stage separation. Both stages re-entered and performed controlled splashdowns. March 14th, 2024. Starship Flight Test 3. Objective: demonstrate payload bay door operation and refine re-entry procedures. Outcome: successful payload bay door test. Vehicle achieved controlled re-entry and splashdown. June 6th, 2024. Starship Flight Test 4. Objective: simulate booster landing at a virtual tower and test Starship's re-entry capabilities. Outcome: both booster and Starship successfully re-entered and performed powered vertical landings over the ocean.
Eu recomendo Sensodyne Clinical Repair, é a melhor tecnologia para cuidado de dentes sensíveis.
Black Friday, olha na Shopee!
October 13th, 2024. Starship Flight Test 5. Objective: achieve full booster recovery using Mechazilla mechanical arms. Outcome: Super Heavy booster successfully caught by Mechazilla. Starship completed controlled splashdown in the Indian Ocean. Upcoming: Starship Flight Test 6. Objective: replicate booster catch with Mechazilla and test enhanced re-entry profiles, planned enhancements, upgraded propulsion systems, and refined heat shield design. In the last flight, SpaceX achieved a significant milestone by successfully catching the Super Heavy booster using the innovative Mechazilla mechanical arms. For IFT-6, the plan is to replicate that success, with the booster returning to the launch pad shortly after takeoff for another precision catch by Mechazilla. The upper stage of the rocket, known as Ship 31, will follow a similar trajectory to the previous test, targeting a controlled descent and splashdown in the Indian Ocean. This mission will test several upgrades, including intentional heat shield gaps and a steeper re-entry profile, which are critical for gathering data for future crewed and cargo missions. While we wait for the countdown to progress, let's take a closer look at the incredible team effort behind this mission. From the design of the rocket to the execution of test flights, SpaceX continues to inspire us with its vision for making life multiplanetary. Today's test is about more than just the hardware. It's about refining processes, gathering crucial data, and continuing the journey toward reusability and sustainability in space travel. We're so glad you're here to join us for this exciting moment. Together, let's witness history in the making as SpaceX takes another step toward the stars. Stay tuned. Good evening, space enthusiasts. Welcome to our live coverage of SpaceX's highly anticipated Integrated Flight Test 6, or IFT-6. I'm Quentin, and I'm thrilled to guide you through this monumental event as we witness the next leap in space exploration. Today's mission represents another critical step forward for SpaceX's Starship program. The Starship system is designed to be a fully reusable spacecraft capable of carrying humans and cargo to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. With IFT-6, SpaceX continues to push the boundaries of engineering and innovation. April 20th, 2023, Starship Flight Test. Objective: first integrated flight of Starship and Super Heavy booster. Outcome: achieved liftoff. Vehicle experienced multiple engine failures, leading to loss of control and termination. November 18th, 2023, Starship Flight Test 2. Objective: tested hot staging separation and near-orbital trajectory. Outcome: successful liftoff and stage separation. Both stages re-entered and performed controlled splashdowns. March 14th, 2024, Starship Flight Test 3. Objective: demonstrate payload bay door operation and refine re-entry procedures. Outcome: successful payload bay door test. Vehicle achieved controlled re-entry and splashdown. June 6th, 2024, Starship Flight Test 4. Objective: simulate booster landing at a virtual tower and test Starship's re-entry capabilities. Outcome: both booster and Starship successfully re-entered and performed powered vertical landings over the ocean. October 13th, 2024, Starship Flight Test 5. Objective: achieve full booster recovery using Mechazilla mechanical arms. Outcome: Super Heavy booster successfully caught by Mechazilla. Starship completed controlled splashdown in the Indian Ocean. Upcoming, Starship Flight Test 6. Objective: replicate booster catch with Mechazilla and test enhanced re-entry profiles, planned enhancements, upgraded propulsion systems, and refined heat shield design. In the last flight, SpaceX achieved a significant milestone by successfully catching the Super Heavy booster using the innovative Mechazilla mechanical arms. For IFT-6, the plan is to replicate that success, with the booster returning to the launch pad shortly after takeoff for another precision catch by Mechazilla.
but I've been enjoying your streams for quite a while, and the guilt has become unbearable. Seriously, don't feel guilty, please. You do not have to support us monetarily. So many fine folks out there who are able to do it. It's like what the community is great for. You know, the people gifting the memberships and all that. Please don't ever feel guilty if you can't support us monetarily. It really is fine. Just hit the like button. Subscribe. I know it's a YouTube cliche. Like, I know you've heard it so many times. Those words don't even like register with your neurons. I understand that. But really, hit the like button. Subscribing to the channel if you're not. Both are completely free, and both really, really, really do help us out. Just like telling your friends about us. So share the stream. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Don't feel guilty if you can't contribute monetarily. We appreciate you guys so much. It still blows my mind how many people will get watching a stream. It's just like, what? That many people care? Amazing! Emma Louise is asking, what has been your favorite moment of the Starship program? Personally, I remember being so excited about the first time a ship got a nose cone. Emma, I'm really glad that you remember that and you were excited about it, because if you remember, we used to do Starbase Update back in the day, before the current iteration of Starbase Update, and when SN8 got its nose cone, I literally did a shot for Starbase Update where I was running around my neighborhood in Los Feliz in LA and just screaming, "We're going to Mars! We're going to Mars!" and I look back on that and I'm like, boy, you sweet summer child, you have no idea how long this road's gonna be. But yeah, I do remember being very excited about that. Trevor, do you have a favorite moment in the Starship program?
I think it probably has to be the 150-meter Starhopper hop for me.
Yep.
Because that was just like so insane, and it was like, wow, this program is turning into something. And back then I was probably like, dang, look how close we are to an orbital launch, in my ignorance. But yeah, that was just such a cool moment, and I think it was in some ways kind of fun back in the, looking back in the day when we had absolutely no idea what was going on. I remember watching some of those early live streams, like with Tim, when you were standing next to Tim, or like when Tim would be out in his Tesla, looking for the spin prime test, and like the spin prime test happened and everyone missed it. And I don't know, there was something joyous about those moments that now definitely does not have. But now it's obviously way cooler, and from any objective point of view, like, we're going to see this rocket launch in under 5 hours and re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. Like, this program is just so fun and so cool, and it's been such an honor to just like be a small part of bringing it to people.
Honor is the right word, Trevor. I think I'm gonna agree with you. I think Starhopper's 150-meter hop is my favorite moment in the program so far. This close second would probably be Flight 2, just because the visuals were so good, and it was finally like, okay, we got good visuals of a full stack launch. But Starhopper, oh man,
I gotta go with SN10. It's a strange one, I know, but that was the first time that we saw that successful flip and burn and basically a full landing. It landed hard, yes. It blew up after, yes, which was absolutely spectacular visuals. But that was the proof of, hey, this crazy concept might actually work. They got this thing to stick the landing for a little bit. So that was the first time when I saw this program finally as like, oh my gosh, this is viable, rather than just, oh, this is a pipe dream.
So I personally had that moment like after SN8, because I thought it was clear that even though SN8 didn't stick its landing and they had work to do, like after that flight profile, I was like, okay, this flip and burn is obviously going to be something that they're able to get working. So, but yeah, I totally understand your argument.
Let's see here. That's a really good question, though. Daniel Hogbin, thanks for gifting 5 Red Team memberships. Is the panel working? Ooh, it might be. Avon got the Flight 6 patch. They say, just picked up my 6th patch. Keep up the great work, guys. Only 6 hours to go. When is the earliest you think we'll see a double Starship launch? Ooh. I'm gonna say 2026. Trevor, what do you think?
What does a double Starship launch mean?
2 Starship launches in the same day.
Yeah, I would say
mean-
2026. I think it's unlikely that by the end of next year they have 2 pads online at the same time, because I suspect like 39A I don't think will be done next year. Pad B needs to be operational next year for them to not really struggle with cadence. But I think right as Pad B goes operational, they're going to take Pad A offline to do upgrades to it. So yeah, I would say probably 2026.
Sawyer, thoughts?
I'm going to go 2027 because I think it's going to take a bit to get Starship operations up and running at the Cape. Then we might be able to see it where we see 2 different launches from 2 different launch sites, potentially with Starbase and the Cape. I think maybe 28 is when we finally get double in the same day, both at the Cape or, at the same launch area, like we've seen with Falcon, where we see 2 launches in a single day.
I can't wait. You know what? I also can't wait for launch, but thankfully we're getting some activity at the tank farm. Looks like the vaporizers are spooling up. You can see some condensation there from the tank farm. Excellent. Excellent. This is exactly what we want to see at this point in time. Thermal conditioning everything, getting the tank farm ready to supply the rocket with thousands of tons of methane and liquid oxygen. What is it, like 4,000, 5,000 tons? It's insane.
Yeah, that is loaded in under an hour.
Well, yeah, like 45 minutes. I'm
Yeah.
still mind blown that the fuel load for Starship is about as fast as the fuel load for Falcon Heavy. It hurts my head. There's no universe in which any company develops a new thing that's way more complex, way bigger, and way more groundbreaking than their previous thing, and then it is able. I don't know. It hurts my head. Webby in our back channel is saying it's about 3,900 tons of LOX and 1,100 tons of LCH4, which is methane. Metric tons, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. M tons. Or is that just a typo, Ryan? Either way, lot of propellant. Yeah, no, it's metric tons. Thank you. Peter, thanks for the store purchase. Dino Walpa, thank you for the support there. They say, could a carbon fiber cable get dragged to the outer limits for an Earth-to-space elevator? Carbon fiber is not strong enough. Space elevators are cool, though. Hopefully someday we'll have materials that are able to make one, but not carbon fiber, unfortunately. I need, like, carbon nanotubes or something. And even then. Ian, thank you for grabbing a t-shirt. They say, keep up the good work, y'all, from the UK. Michael, grabbing the Flight 6 patch. Thank you so much. Seriously, the support. It makes me happy. Thank you all so much. They say, I've been following Starship since Starhopper, and I can't believe how far they've come. These streams are better than the SpaceX ones by a mile, so keep up the good work. You know, if you like us, watch us. If you don't, watch someone else. There's plenty of options. That's sort of the nice thing about this. But we're glad that you like what we're putting down. Brian, grabbing, what did Brian grab? The Flight 6 patch. They say shuttle fuel doors worked very well. Yeah, in addition to the landing gear, Sawyer, they also had to have those doors on the belly of the shuttle for the lines that went from the external fuel tank into the orbiter, right?
Exactly, when we were talking about potentially protecting catch mechanisms for the ship. After the external tank was separated, there were doors that would close up and protect where the fuel lines were running through the vehicle. So that is another good point. But those were also, closed in orbit, and then they kept them closed all the way through until they were ready to stack it again.
So neat. Chris, thanks for grabbing the Flight 6 patch. They say, go Flight 6, land that thing! Bruce Rose, 10 Ring 1911, thanks for becoming a Capcom member. You get Discord access. I keep saying that. Capcom level and above. The Discord is awesome. There's a gaming channel. There's a food channel. There's a makerspace. There's a channel for like every rocket and company and everything you could possibly want. It's amazing. So check out the member Discord if you come in at Capcom level and above. It's an awesome place. Also, every now and then, we all change our names to various versions of our names, like portmanteaued with the word crab. And then everyone posts crab gifs for like 2 days straight. And then people walk into the Discord and they're like, what is going on here? And we're like, crab up. And then they change their... It's great. Just Just jump in the Discord. Trust me. I know that makes no sense, but trust me. DinoCR, thank you for the super chat. They say, what tech is used to coordinate the movement of the chopsticks with the location of the booster during a catch? LiDAR, high-frequency radio? Thank you, NSF. Trevor, do we know any specifics about this?
Out from radar, probably, to where exactly the tower is, and I don't know, was able to hit it accurately enough for a catch, which is pretty incredible.
Pretty incredible indeed. HughDove58, thank you for becoming a Pandrat member. Annette, I bet that's Bideford. They say, there you go, Graham Bateman, another one to your set. Nice. All right, let's do some more questions. How about, does that sound good, Trevor? Does that sound good, Sawyer?
Sounds good to me.
It sounds so good that now it's quiet.
I'm trying to find a really good question. That TS STEM Nerd 13 is asking, at what point does the fuel in a rocket engine vaporize? I know the propellants are not much colder than their condensation points. Is the energy put in with acceleration enough to do it? Trevor, go.
So that's not true for SpaceX's vehicles. The propellant is stored a good amount under its boiling point. So, like, for example, I know on Falcon, the liquid oxygen is about negative 210 degrees centigrade. I think boiling point is like negative 200, something like that. Don't quote me on the exact numbers. But the point is, they do chill at a good amount under that, the boiling point. And what that does is it makes the propellants more dense. So when they become a vapor is different based on the engine cycle. For Starship, because it's full flow, everything becomes a gas in each preburner, and then you have this gas-gas interaction going on in the main combustion chamber, and that is one of the really, really big advantages of full flow stage combustion. However, this is not the case in other vehicles. Like, for example, on Falcon, not all of the propellant entering the chamber is gas. I believe, I can never remember if they chill the nozzle with RP1 or LOX, but the point is, one of them enters as a liquid in the main combustion chamber and the other enters as a gas. So therefore, they don't have everything is not a gas until it is ignited in the main combustion chamber. So it depends on the vehicle.
Good deal. Here's a really cool question. Adrian is asking, do you think a future crew of Starship will be able to hear the forward flap motors moving when controlling the ship? Famously on...
Did we lose Jack again?
I think he had some visitors pop in from the sounds of it.
Famously on... I'm going to guess shuttle.
No, sorry. Famously on Dragon, you can hear the vehicle making various noises, pumps and things like that. So I do wonder if they'll be able to hear the flap motors moving. That's really fascinating. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean,
probably.
I don't see why they wouldn't. Although I guess the difference with the noises on Dragon with the fuel loading is that you're sitting right directly on top of it as the fuel is loading in. But I think it's potential to hear it.
That's really neat to think about. I can't wait till we see a crewed Starship. And I really can't wait until we see a sophisticated Starship. Jokes.
Yes. It's so funny I forgot to laugh.
Oh, you're one to talk.
I know.
Looks like there is a train of vehicles leaving the launch site there, and really just leaving Starbase proper. This is a shot from our river lot, that upper right picture-in-picture. Oh god, it's like AM in the morning. In the picture-in-picture, you can see a whole bunch of cars leaving. That's a good thing.
It's just
probably clearing out the production site. Stop Looking 9 is asking, what do you think SpaceX will do to Booster 12 transport stand-wise? They probably need to free up the stand. So, where do you think Booster 12 will go after that? Scrap.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but although it would make me very happy if they stuck it in the rocket garden next to Ship 20, just so that we have a version 1 booster and a version 1 ship, and they're just, sort of there and good to go and beautiful. I mean, it deserves to be in a museum, or it deserves to stick around, right?
Yeah. What bugs me is the fact that there's a chance that they will scrap Booster 12 before Ship 26.
I hope not. I will be furious. I will be livid.
I hope they save it. I hope they save Booster 12 and Ship 26 eventually disappears, but I don't want to hold my breath on that.
Here's a thinker for y'all's noodles out there. Stephen Lewis is asking, why will Starship have to fly 100 times before crewed, but SLS is crewed on the second flight? Is the SLS too costly to test fly? Is this safe? It's very different methods of developing the rocket, right? Also, SLS is, of course, based on shuttle hardware, which is flown many times. But it's a fair question. It's a good question. I just think Starship is
about as many times as Falcon will fly this year.
That's wild. But yeah, I think it just comes down to there's so many things about Starship that are novel that we all expect. There's going to be a lot of shakedown flights before they put crew on there. Most notably the belly flop and then flip and landing burn. And that's just not. When you have a heritage of every human space vehicle either coming back under chutes or under wing, and then you have this crazy third thing, which is brand new, you're gonna want to quantify the risks. You're gonna want to explore all the edges of the envelope and make sure you understand control authority and everything, just so that you can safely have humans come back to Earth.
Yeah, we've launched plenty of crews on capsules. I mean, even SpaceX does that now. SRBs, we've seen them used with crew. Obviously, the giant orange fuel tank. Also, hydrolox, the hydrogen and liquid oxygen. We've seen that used prior. We haven't seen a crew vehicle yet that's used methane as well. We haven't seen a vehicle that does a flip and burn to try and land and then be caught upright. We haven't seen vehicles that are designed to return to the exact launch site, not just a pad nearby or a runway nearby. There are so many things that have never been tried before that it's not like we can use past data as a starting point.
Yeah.
Also a reminder that the first shuttle flight was crewed, so shout out John Young, Bob Crippen.
Acts of God interspersed with continuous miracles, or something like continuous acts of God interspersed with miracles. I'm always butcher the quote, but that's like the best quote in all of spaceflight, except for maybe one small step. Let's see. Sam Miller is asking, do you think the human landing system gets launched on a Block 2 booster or a Block 3 booster?
3.
Okay. Would you care to elaborate, Trevor? Why 3? It's like the opposite of an Alex answer.
We should require Alex to give some answers like that. No, I think it'll probably need the performance because I think Elon said that the current version of Starship could only place about 50 tons into orbit, which is, I mean, a lot, but like also not a lot for a vehicle of this size. So I think they'll need some of the further optimizations. And that includes probably the Raptor 3 engines, which I guess we actually don't know if it's going to be on booster 2 or 3, but Now that I'm rethinking this, I'm thinking probably it could be 2. And I was thinking ship, and that confused me. I don't know. I could see it being either. And Jack's muted, I bet.
Are you there? Did we lose you?
No? Hello?
No, I heard all of Trevor's answer.
Really? Okay, I must be having some connectivity issues here. So if I just go silent for a hot minute, feel free to just pick up the baton and keep running. But yeah,
I have permission to pretend to be you and then talk about kilts.
No. Sawyer.
I, Jack Byer, do solemnly
Stop.
swear.
Stop. Stop it. It's not funny.
You're right, it's hysterical.
Stop it. All right, moving on. Let's do some more viewer questions. Y'all, once again, type at NASA Spaceflight in chat, and we'll see your question pop up in some software we have running in the background, if you could call it running. I mean, it's trying to run, that's for sure. Max B is asking, odds we will see a giant inflatable escape slide on a ship eventually, like on an aircraft. Hey man, if they ever do point-to-point, we're going to have to see stuff like that.
See,
That'd be hilarious.
My mind went to the tower escape system that they have. It's like 40 with the giant slides that you go down to get away. That was where my brain went first, but that would be cool.
More questions. Andrea's asking, can a vehicle launch from one pad while a vehicle is being loaded on the other pad? If so, could the second vehicle launch as soon as the first booster was caught? I don't see why not. What do you think, Trevor?
Yeah, I mean, they do this with Falcon. Very rapid turnaround between different launch pads. Obviously, those are a bit further apart, but like, yeah, I definitely think this is something that will be very, very common in the future.
Good deal. Turtle Sanctuary, thank you for the support. They say, do you think one shipload of Starlink satellites deployed in lunar orbit will be enough for complete lunar coverage? I don't know. My gut is probably, but I'm so not a rocket scientist. So, Trevor, what do you
Definitely
think?
not. I mean, of course, it depends on the orbital altitude, but definitely not.
Even if it's like 60 Starlinks?
Yeah, that's really not that many.
But the moon is small.
It'll also depend on what orbit they're placed in, right?
Actually, you are right. The moon is kind of huge.
Yeah.
And yes, you're right, Sawyer, what kind of orbit they're in. Good. That's a good question. Anonymous, grabbing one of Max's prints from the store. They say, decided I simply must have this. Love Max's work. Thanks, NSF. I love Max's work too. They grabbed the moon print. Max is sitting next to me. You guys can't see him, but he's sitting next to me.
I love you.
Love you too, Max.
Moon.
Seriously, though, thank you. It really means the world to us photographers when someone buys one of our prints. Not the least of which because it helps us defray the cost of rentals and things like that. That equipment purchases. It's just, that stuff adds up. So, how much did you spend on rentals this launch, Max? Over $1,000. Over $1,000? Yeah, I'm at 900 on this one. And I could have done more, but I was like, Black Friday's coming up. I might need a new monitor. But yeah, the stuff ain't cheap. You know, we get a lot of support from NSF, but also if there's some kind of crazy thing that we want to try, that's sort of on us. So, you know, really appreciate when people buy the prints. Chaos Embodied, thank you for the support. And it's a whole entire. Oh, it's Ethereal Swordsman. They're here in town from Kansas. Cool. I'm glad you're working on the card game. Thank you so much, buddy. Rob Trike? I can't read. Wow. Rob Trike. I'm good at this, I swear. They say, if you guys can't say nuclear, how do you say none? What? I don't get it.
Noon, like, I guess a nun. No, nuclear. Noon. I don't know.
James, thank you for grabbing some stuff from the store. They say, I'm expecting Gene Rally to personally deliver these to the Still Shack. I don't know what that means, but Gene better do it. Samuel, thanks for the store purchase. They say, thanks for the coverage. I'm an engineering student at the University of Texas at San Antonio and a working machinist. I really appreciate y'all putting in the work to help further interest in spaceflight. Thank you so much. Sam, that's why we do what we do. The more people that are excited about
the world, especially aerospace, is in desperate need of machinists. So keep on that track, and you will have a very cool job very, very quickly.
Yeah, that's true. Norris, thanks for the store purchase and thanks for the stickers. I'm glad we have stickers again too. Jason, also thank you for grabbing a Max print from the store and something else as well. A couple other things. They say needed an IFT5 print and of course had to get a holographic sticker set. Thanks to everyone at NSF. You guys are living the dream. We really are. In no small part thanks to your support. Fire Striker. They say, couldn't they use large batteries or set up a time delay to avoid wasting battery while waiting for a launch? Battery? What?
This is in talking about the student experiments.
Oh, that's right, because we're still way behind on the support queue, which is why I'm running through these very quickly. Ramraj, thank you for the support. Joshua, thank you for the support as well. Grabbing the Flight 6 patch. Casey Smith, thank you for the super chat. They say, when do you guys think that we will see significant payload to orbit? Over 50 tons. I don't know. Significant payload, 50 tons. You know what? Heck it, I'm going to say next year. Trevor, what do you think?
Yeah, I think probably. I think probably next year.
So,
I think once we get booster version 2, I think booster version 2 and chip version 2, that's when we're going to get the full tonnage to orbit.
Yeah. Well, either way, it's going to be soon. 2025 is going to be an amazing year for Starship, especially if today's flight goes well. I cannot underscore that enough. I am so excited for all the milestones that we're going to hit in the upcoming year. I just feel like it's just going to be SpaceX mission on the gas and just rapidly accelerating this program in the directions they need to in order to be able to fulfill their Artemis contracts with NASA and make humans a multiplanetary species, which will be a treat. It's going to be a good year, y'all.
It's crazy. This year, right, I estimate SpaceX has put about 1,450 tons into LEO, or into orbit. And eventually that could literally be 10 Starship launches.
Wow. That's hard to even think about or wrap my head around.
Yeah. We're in for exciting times.
We are indeed. Jay French, thank you for the support. They say, have we ever been told of the engine out capability in a landing burn phase? I know we saw one engine go out on Flight 4. Love the work. Go SpaceX. I don't recall anything specifically about engine out on landing. I think if they lose an engine on landing, it's bad news, but I don't know that for sure. Anybody, any thoughts? Anybody else?
Of booster or ship? Because booster, they have plenty of margin, right? On Flight 4, they had an engine go out during the landing burn, and they still were within that half-meter accuracy that Gerstenmaier talked about. For flight, or for ship, we also know that they have a little bit of engine out capability where we saw this in the suborbital test program where they down select from 3 engines to the healthiest 2 and then down to the healthiest 1 for landing. And SN15 actually landed in a off nominal configuration. So ideally they had an engine problem and they weren't able to use the ideal engine configuration. So yes, both ship and booster have engine out capability on Starship, unlike on Falcon.
Neat. Let's see. One more question here. Cornell says, Gwen Shotwell recently mentioned they started to look beyond Mars. When could we see the first landing of Starship on one of the moons of Jupiter? How long would it take to get there? Ooh, I don't know about the how long. Probably long. But we always talk about Mars. Like, what about a Starship mission to Venus? What about a Starship mission to one of the moons of Jupiter? Or a Starship mission that is just like a bus for some sort of giant, science payload? That would be so cool. When do you think we'll start seeing cool stuff like that? Sawyer, go first.
I mean, we just saw Europa Clipper launch to Europa, a month or two ago from aboard Falcon Heavy, and that's going to take 6 years. I know if it had been in the original SLS's plan, we were talking 2 years. So let's assume then the 2 years for Starship. I think we're still a ways out. I think the priority, especially for SpaceX and NASA both, is get that lunar program going and then get to Mars. So I think we're still over a decade away from even considering potential additional crew missions, but I could maybe see it launching a larger probe to some of those locations aboard Starship in the future.
Trevor, what do you think?
I really have no idea. Probably, I think that's a long ways out. SpaceX's goal is Mars. I don't see them. I don't really see them focusing on anything else until there is a self-sustaining colony on Mars. Like, SpaceX was founded with this laser focus on this goal. I mean, you can go on any SpaceX job application or any SpaceX post on their website. It basically all starts with SpaceX was founded with the goal of making humans multiplanetary. And until that checkbox is ticked, I don't see them losing focus on that goal.
Yeah, that's completely fair. I do not disagree. All right, I want to do some more support, but before we do, I do want to take a moment and let's talk about what's going on with the weather today. We have our very own Adam Suker sitting right next to me. I'm going to hand him my headset. But yeah, our weather guru is here, so let's hear about the weather.
So the weather for today, it's going to be very close to what we saw yesterday in the forecast that I was showing. So basically, we're going to still see highs around upper 70s to right about 80 degrees, right around the launch window. We're still going to see those north to northeast winds, roughly 10 to 14 miles per hour at the same time. The only thing we're looking at is obviously SpaceX has mentioned that the weather looks favorable, and that's those winds I've been showing you all aloft over the last few days. Those look to be still steady and just under the limit, so it looks fine there. The only other thing is visibility is great because we have humidity levels down now around mid 40s to 50% relative humidity, so it's making for very clear conditions right now looking at the tower. The only thing that we're tracking is there is some clouds that are going to be intermitting over the next few hours that are coming in from the west. They're trying to break up, so there's a good chance we could have, some passing clouds, but overall, I think the conditions are going to be great for the launch.
Awesome. How is weather looking on the alternative days if they do have to push for any reason?
Wednesday for sure is an absolute no-go. The latest data that I looked at there's just going to be too strong of wind shear on that day. There's going to be really strong even north winds on Wednesday. Thursday is starting to look like that could be another potential day as we go into Thursday and Friday. We'll finally get these troughs that are coming in that's causing a lot of weather disturbances up to our north. Those will finally pass through, and that'll kind of let the conditions calm. But right now we're in the lull between those two systems, so that's why today's a good day. But yeah, Wednesday I would say absolutely no. That looks definitely off charts and off limits. But by Thursday, it could be really close to today. So it'd be another day like close to watch, but maybe within limits. So that would be my guess from the data I've been looking at lately.
Awesome.
Any other questions for the weather while y'all have me on?
Uh, I can't think of any. Sawyer?
No, I'm keeping an eye on chat as well, see
Yeah.
if there's anything. I guess the only other questions are out for the ship landing, but I don't think that's a requirement for launch conditions for this flight.
So I did look over that for the Indian Ocean. It still looks the same. It has a little bit of low-level directional shear, maybe a few passing low clouds in the region, but overall, I think it still looks favorable even for ship landing in the Indian Ocean also. I think it looks very favorable.
Beautiful.
Cool. Yeah, if anyone in chat has any questions for Adam, list them now.
Looking through, pretty much answers most of them.
Well,
Yeah,
that's good. I try to be
you're too
descriptive as
thorough,
possible, so I try to make sure I give it down all the goods with the weather from the ground all the way up. So awesome. Well, we're gonna hand it back over to Jack, and might come on a little later when these clouds get a little bit closer and see what the conditions will be closer to the launch window.
Well, actually, there is one question for you from Gene, wondering how the winds are comparing to yesterday, given that they pushed from yesterday to today.
Oh, definitely. So yesterday, it's not so much the ground level winds that was a difference. It was more the upper level winds. There was a lot of directional wind shear yesterday in the upper levels, and the directional shear itself has come down a little bit, and so that's why today is a little bit better than yesterday would have been.
Uh,
And EJ's
Very cool.
asking, what about vertical wind shear?
Yeah, so vertical wind shear, yeah. So we have two different wind shears today. We have one at the 0 to 3 kilometers, which in the past of my forecast have been showing that low level. That's where the winds are changing with height. So that's where they're more concerned when the booster comes back. We want to make sure that it's not getting pushed all around too much when it comes back for landing. Also, when the ship launches, you don't want a lot of vertical winds either. And then in the upper levels, we have what we call speed shear, which is just the wind speeding up as you go up with altitude. But every time I look, it's only been like 15 knots every 1 kilometer change. And so that's not a dramatic change for each kilometer. So that should be within threshold for the rocket too. So everything's looking pretty good.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Adam, for the updates. We really, really appreciate these.
No problem. Handing it back over to Jack.
Thanks so much, Tutor. Really appreciate it. Always good to get some expertise in the studio and hear what's going on with the weather, especially for Starship, because, again, this isn't the Cape, this isn't Kennedy, this isn't Vandy, where there's a weather officer that says, this is the percent of violation, etc. Oh, you guys. Oh, buddy. Are you seeing what I'm saying? Are you seeing what I'm saying?
Ben.
The tank farm has chosen a new pope, and it is Ship 31. Apparently. No, that is the...
Is it white smoke or black smoke when there's a new pope?
I do not actually remember.
But most importantly is this vent.
Yeah.
The vent that we are talking about, if you look basically right to the left of those rectangular gray chillers, that is the Pope vent, and that is sort of right on schedule for a sort of tank farm chill down procedure and fuel loading and all of that for a opening of the window launch right at 4 p.m. So this is excellent. This is exactly what we want to see, and yeah, good. Just a good sign all around. We have the old Pope vent activating. Hooray! I would love to know what that vent's name actually is. It's probably something really not that exciting, like an acronym that's like Tank Farm Chill Down Vent 1 or something. TVC 1. I don't know, but yeah, Pope vent active. Hooray!
SpaceX is usually more creative than that.
Right. Usually. Unless you're talking about Starlink group names. Or
we did get
Starlink shells. Go ahead, Trevor.
we did get an interesting post from Elon on X a few minutes ago. Right from someone posted the chart that he had had at the all hands meeting earlier this year, and he was just giving some updated numbers for this flight. And he said the liftoff thrust is about 7,500 tons, or about 75 meganewtons, and the mass is about 5,000 tons on this flight. The tanker version of Starship V3 will weigh over 7,000 tons. So that's, to me, shows that they're probably running Raptor 2s on this flight at full throttle, which they have not in the past. They've been a little under full throttle. And that also means that this thing should leap off the pad with what, a thrust to weight ratio of about 1.5 or something. Yeah, 1.5. So this will be an exciting launch today.
Exciting is the word of the day. It's going to be a really, really good one. And the Pope vent starting up is just another sign that we are in store for the most surreal possible sight that you could see right now, November 19th, 2024. They're just the craziest science fiction, not even better than science fiction, just wrought out of actual steel. I'm excited. Can you tell I'm excited?
I can tell.
No, not obvious.
Trevor, are you excited?
I am excited. I was a little fatigued at the start, but that's going away, especially as this tank farm activity starts, that we're in countdown.
Excellent. So are you excited?
I mean, this never gets old. Yesterday, I was at the GSAT 20 Falcon 9 launch, and even those, the quote-unquote regular-ish Falcon 9 launches are exciting. So add this in, and I mean, it just gets even more exciting.
Oh, yeah. All right, I am so far behind on support, so here we go. I'm going to try and do this as fast as I can.
Good luck.
Jim Graves says, glad to be celebrating my 58th birthday with a big shiny rocket launch. What a great time to be alive, and happy birthday to Dan, too. Chat, say happy birthday to Jim Graves. Happy birthday, Jim. You just orbited a star. How cool is that? Susan, thank you for the store purchase. They say, I'm in some stupid training for work. How can they expect me to concentrate with the launch in a few hours, but tuning in on breaks? Thanks for the coverage. David, with purchase of the Flight 6 patch, says, just want to thank you guys. You rock. It was a real blast to be there for Flight 3. Have to watch from home today. Wish I could be there. Sorry you can't be, but at least you can be hanging out and watching on stream. Alexander Sterling, thank you for the support. They want to know when we'll see Windows on the ship. Sawyer, go. When Windows on ship?
I think they use their own operating system. I don't think we'll ever see Windows on it.
All right, Sawyer's banned from answering every question forever.
I think,
Trevor, what do you think? I wasn't serious. Go ahead, Sawyer.
2026.
I think once we start getting towards HLS, then we'll start getting Windows. So first HLS test, I think we'll see it.
Yeah, that's a good call. Micah, thank you for the support with the store purchase. They got the Flight 6 patch. They said, oh my god, you can send messages live by buying merch? Wow, I hope this gets read right after the great Jared Walker. Okay, well it didn't, sorry. But also, yes, you can send messages by doing the super chats. You can send messages by buying merch. Pro tip. And, it's just fun. It's just fun to see everyone coming out with support and thanking us for what we do. We really appreciate it, and we love what we do, so that's why. Oh, I'm not going fast enough. Jeff, thank you for the support there. Matthew, thank you as well. They're starting for Flight 6. Haven Deuce, thank you for the support there. They say, I heard there are some Vulcans watching the skies today. Will you live long and prosper? Yes. Yes, we will. Fire Striker, thank you for the support. They say, my thing's glitching again. Jay, the panel's glitching again. They say, if we lose Ship 31 in re-entry, how will SpaceX figure out if it was lost due to the missing tiles or the steeper re-entry profile? I assume they have it instrumented well enough that they'll be able to know one or the other. Trevor, what do you think?
Well, the steeper reentry profile is only the case for the final bit of the descent. So um, I think it would be pretty easy to tell. Plus, they have so much sensor data, and thanks to the amazingness of Starlink, they are able to downlink it even in the typical comms blackout. So I think it would be pretty easy for them to figure out.
Sawyer, thoughts?
Oh god, the amount of sensors and things that they have on that ship. I'm sure there's even more that we can't see as opposed to the additional ones that we've seen for these flaps. I think they've got so many sensors that they'll be able to tell quite easily whether it was a structural thing, whether it was a heating thing, whether it was a stress thing, and be able to go from there.
Indeed. I mean, I think we've even seen tiles with stuff written on them, like "Do not remove" or "Do not replace instrumented" or something like that. Oh, hey, look, the helicopter's back. Yay! Let's get them some more gas. All right. I'm going to keep trying to cut down on the delay here that we have on thanking people, because we're still like an hour behind. David, thank you. Sam Simonson, thank you. We've been talking about the changes for Flight 6. I'm sure we'll talk about it again here in a little bit. Mike Bundy, thank you so much for the support. Pete Raymer, thank you for becoming a Padret member. Sebastian, thank you for the support. They say, why doesn't SpaceX active cool the launch tower before launch? Like, let's say like the cooling of the engines are cooled would lower the refurbishing costs. I do sort of wonder why the tower doesn't have some spray of its own. I know a lot of ULA's towers will sort of have a water system, even if it's just after launch to wash off SRB residue. But yeah, that would be interesting to see. Who knows? This is just Launchpad version 1. Neil W., thank you for the support. They say, can anyone explain Elon's whole 420 thing? I mean, number funny, I think, is the whole entire explanation. Mustache Mike TV, thank you for becoming a Capcom member. Again, Discord access to Capcom members and above. Russ Caldwell, Red Team member, thank you so much. Rob, thank you for the support. They say, join stream late. Sorry if I already asked. What specifically will be different about this flight from the last? Can you go over it again? All right, Trevor, let's give us a speed run on this.
Okay, on ship, they will be doing the in-space Raptor relight burn. They will be doing TPS testing. As you can see, the ship looks like a penguin and had a large amount of its TPS removed. They will be changing the angle of attack during the tail end of the reentry, and the ship will be splashing down in daylight. On the booster, they will be doing a more aggressive catch profile, so it'll be a faster deceleration, hopefully saving some propellant, and that'll probably mean it'll be a little bit harder of a catch according to Elon. And they have new procedures to remove propellant and FTS from the booster if it is successfully caught, and some general reinforcements, and thousands of other small changes that we don't know of.
Thanks, Trevor. Joel, grabbing the patch. Oh god, the panel is so very broken. They say maybe the ship will be seen from Florida at sunset. Thoughts? That would be epic. That would be so cool.
I know
Why
people
is
that
my
have
voice
telescopes
doing
set up
this?
to try and view it from Florida, so we'll see what they get.
Neat. That's really neat. Michael from with a store purchase, they say watching from Margaritaville. Let's go. Nice choice. Ben Creasy Vision, they say how many Falcon 9 boosters have there been? How many are active? Trevor, go.
They just shipped B1092, if I remember correctly. So there have been like 90, call it 95, give or take, boosters. Because a few of the B10 series have been test articles, and then there was, of course, the B000X naming nomenclature for the first few. So give or take 95 Falcon boosters, and I believe about 12 of them are active. I can count if you really want me to.
I do.
It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. But some of those are Falcon Heavy, so they're not super active. So they have like 12-ish active boosters.
Good deal. Thank you, Trevor. Everett, with a store purchase, they got the Flight 6 patch, looks like. They say, will you be doing more Starship Flight 5 patches? I was at work on the bus and wasn't able to get one. Is it only one I'm missing? No, I'm sorry, man. But we do have stickers. Didn't we release the stickers with of all the things? Like, those don't go out of stock. We can only do what we can do, and when the certain flight stickers go out of stock, they are just out of stock. Sorry. Anonymous, thank you for the store purchase. Mateo, thank you as well. They say, can't wait for the launch, as always. Excited for a second catch attempt. Yeah, I think we're all very excited to see that catch attempt, especially on a harder profile. I want to see an explosion. Obviously, I want this program to progress as rapidly as possible, but I want to see an explosion. I like explosions. When nobody gets hurt, explosions are cool. And really, it'll be like the smallest teeny little speed bump. It won't even be a speed bump. It'll be like when you're driving down the road and you drive over one of those reflectors on the double yellow lines, and it's just like that's it. That's all it would be. SpaceX really wouldn't care. I hope. I would hope.
I hope it all works. Just saying.
No, I want it to blow up. Let's get some fire here. Okay. Man, I'm still 51 minutes behind on support. I'm gonna keep trying. Joshua, thank you for the support here. They say in the future, will SpaceX collect retired or damaged Starlink satellites in a Starship, land and refurbish the satellites for future use? I don't know. The satellites are meant to be fully demisable, so I think re-entry is currently the thinking there. Jeff Rolfe gifting 10 Red Team memberships. Thank you so much. Anonymous, thank you for the store purchase. They're excited for launch 2. Or they're excited for the launch 2 in a row. Fingers crossed. Much love from Edinburgh, Scotland. Wayne Edward, thank you for gifting a Red Team membership. Michael, thank you for the store purchase. Doug Ramsey, thank you for gifting 10 Red Team memberships. That's remarkable. Everyone's gifted a lot of memberships. If you get a gifted membership, be sure to thank the person that gifted it to you. And if you're wondering why you haven't gotten one and you think you should because you're active in chat, then make sure you have that setting turned on. Daniel Hogbin, they say, Jack, when more Jack and D Excellent Adventure Road Trip member stream? Thank you guys for everything you do. D, when next member stream?
Soon.
Soon TM. Yeah, that was so fun, wasn't it?
It was so much fun. Pending regulatory approval for the next one, though, of course.
Yeah, true. For those of you that don't know out there, right after flight, was it flight 5 or 4? Right after flight 4. My brain is a mush. Right after flight 4. D and I drove straight to New Mexico to film and stream Virgin Galactic's last flight of their Unity spacecraft, and then we immediately turned around and then drove right back to Starbase. And then D had to drive back to Florida, but the drive to New Mexico and the drive back from New Mexico were done as members streams, sort of ephemeral, one time only, kind of got to be there sort of thing. But those were, if you were there, those were good ones. All right, let's see what we got here. Doug Ramsey gifting 10 Red Team memberships. Thank you. Daniel Hogbin. Oh, I already did, Doug. The panel is broken. All right, you know what? It's question time. Jero is asking, do you think Earth-to-Earth Starship travel will actually be a thing? Trevor, what do you think?
Yes. I do think it will eventually be a thing. Do I ever really see it replacing like standard air travel? No, not really. I think the industry has been very clear in the past that customers will pay for or prefer cheap and comfortable ways of getting from point A to B over fast and less comfortable ones all the time, right? That's the main reason why the Concorde failed, or one of the main reasons why the Concorde failed. So I definitely see it being a thing, but I don't see it being the massive commercial thing that Elon and SpaceX have talked about in the past.
Sawyer, what do you think?
Until we get supersonic transport aircraft that people feel comfortable flying over land with, I don't think we have any shot at the point-to-point. I know they're working on, what is it, the X-59, I believe, and then you've got Boom working on theirs, but I don't see it happening until anything like that becomes mainstream.
Yeah, that's fair. Valks, thank you for the support. They say some patches and stickers. Let's go! Awesome. Thank you so much, Valks. They got the Flight 6 patch, which is a smart thing to do because guess what? They're selling out fast. And I know that sounds like I'm just being like, hey, they're selling out fast. You better buy one. But no, this is me, Jack Beyer, giving you, the viewer, a pro tip. These are selling out fast. I see people in chat day in and day out, stream in and stream out, being like, oh no, I missed out on this patch. If you do not want to be that person, stop what you are doing safely right now and buy the patch. It's imperative. It's a really good looking patch. It's a 100% high quality patch. If you were to, say, attend a launch as a news media member and you got a patch from a launch provider, this is an equally high quality patch as one you would get from a launch provider. Also, it is 3 days away from our Christmas deadline for the knitted sweaters and blankets and beanies. So if you want to get some holiday merch, you have 3 days left to order before you get it in time for Christmas. So there you go. That's the store plug. We hope you like the merch. Also buy prints. Buy prints. All right, moving on. Chris is asking, how about a Starship with chomper doors painted like Bullet Bill from Super Mario Brothers? Yes. I am so here for that. Trevor, do you even know what Bullet Bill is?
Only because of the Ship 26 memes, but I will save myself and not say what I was going to say.
Never played Mario Kart, Mario Party, none of that.
No.
All right, moving right along. Let's not bully
Please
Trevor
move
for
on.
once.
I strongly dislike Mario. I hate that
Trevor,
whole
don't
series of games.
Trevor,
Definitely
don't
move
dig
on.
yourself a hole. Don't dig. Don't. Let's just.
Next.
Oh, let's see what else we got here. Tell you what, Sawyer, can you check some questions in the queue, and I'm gonna keep running through support. Anonymous says, I think this is your best patch yet. Thank you for all you do. All the amazing coverage. Go FT6, go SpaceX, go NSF. Y'all the best, Anonymous. DJ, thank you for the store purchase. They say RRTLS, real return to launch site. I mean, true. Wayne Edwards says woot woot with a bunch of rocket emojis. Thanks, buddy. Timothy, with a store purchase, they say, please send my missing patch 5. Thanks, Tim. Oh, Tim, reach out to the store team. Anita, grabbing the Flight 6 patch. They say, hi, thanks for the great coverage. What number Starship do you think will be caught on land? I'm going to say 38. Trevor, what do you think?
I think 36.
Nice. Sawyer?
Just for the memes, 42.
I thought you were going to say 37. Good deal. Yeah, 42 though? That's way too far away. Come on, give us a real answer.
All right, fine. Real answer, I'm going to go 35. I think it's going to be sooner than we think.
Plausible.
That's in 3 flights, excluding
Yes.
today's.
Correct.
I think that's plausible. Anonymous, thank you again. Oh no, we already did that one. Thank you for the support. Neil. Let's see, they got something from the store. They got a Flight 6 patch. Good job. They say, I hate that I missed the Flight 5 patch. Thanks for all you do. See, what was I just saying? What was I just saying? Rick, I'm not even gonna try and say your last name. Oh no, it's not even Rick. It's Renee. I think my eyes are starting to go. I need to eat more carrots, even though that's not a real thing. No, it's not real.
Eat carrots anyway. They're good.
Yeah, carrots are delicious. Jonathan's asking, how significant mass-wise are the tiles they removed from Starship?
It was
I feel
like
like
half a ton.
I feel like that's reasonably significant. I mean, that's what, half a ton more payload instead, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't a very affirming yeah, Trevor. Do you really think yeah, or are you just saying yeah?
Yes, that is like half of a full-size Starlink satellite that they gained.
All right, fine. Now I see why your yeah was so soft. When will prop load begin? I is asking. When are we expecting prop load to begin if they're going right at 4?
Well, math-wise, the go no go poll that happens about t-minus 1 hour and 15 minutes, and if that's the case, then just under t-minus 50 minutes is when we should start with the ship propellant load, and then that would start with the methane first, and then the liquid oxygen about a minute later. So that would be 3:10 local time.
Good deal. Not too long from now. Things are getting really, really real. And holy cow. No, you know what? I can't even say it. I can't even say it. Should I say it? Max
Say
is
it.
telling me to say it. So if this jinxes it, it's Max's fault. I see blue sky. I see a lot of blue sky, and that makes me happy. Some good light
Why
and some
are you
blue sky.
saying that?
Let's hope these conditions hold. Knock on wood, Trevor, is the final part of that statement.
Why are
No, I
you
don't-
even saying this?
Because Max said to. It's Max's fault.
And take it back.
No, I don't take it back.
I don't want responsibility for this.
No, it's your
Too
responsibility.
late. It's on recording now.
This is like on flight 4, when I said to a friend, like, "Oh, the fog is starting to clear."
Yeah.
So you're saying we can blame
Meaningless?
you then, Trevor. Got it.
It's Trevor's fault. Meaningless, thank you for the $50 super chat. That's outstanding. They say, Jack, I have a print of your aerial shot of the first time 2 starships were on the suborbital pads. I can't wait until we have 2 full stacks next to each other at Starbase. Any predictions on when they will have 2 full stacks? Sawyer, what do you think?
Well, I think it's still going to be a bit till they get the pad done, but I wouldn't be surprised the second that pad B is ready that they go for the 2 starships on it, a la STS-125-400. So I think as soon as Tower 2 is ready, expect it.
Trevor, what do you think?
I think SpaceX is very rapidly going to. I don't know how much overlap there will be between Pad A and Pad B being operational to start. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Pad A has its first launch and then its last launch, and then Pad B has its first launch with a little bit of gap between them. So my guess is it's not going to be until the upgrades to Pad A are done, which is probably, 2026.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, well, we do have a store message from Anonymous. They got a Max print. Good job, Anonymous. That's a beautiful image. They say, been a hopeless rocket nerd for more than 62 years, and I'm a faithful NSF since Tank Watcher days. Faithful NSF watcher since Tank Watcher days. Love all you do. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Anonymous. And thanks for grabbing a print. I know Max really appreciates it. Do you appreciate it, Max?
I love you.
Every time I've looked over you, that's all you've said.
I love you.
Wait, let me try again.
I love you.
It makes me laugh every time. Okay. If only you could be here and witness the insanity between Max D and myself. It's a good time. It's been a good time. I'm excited. I think we're gonna have another BTS hit from D in the launch stream, and that should be a real treat.
I love you.
Stop saying that.
Well,
Have you
hopefully
seen Deadwood? No.
these takeout streams bring you that much closer to being as if you were there.
Indeed. Hopefully they do. We like to have a little bit more fun on the stakeout streams. Speaking of, the launch stream, I believe, is coming up here in like 15 minutes or so. So hold steady, and we will be transitioning from the stakeout to the launch stream proper, slowly but surely. But keep an eye out for that. Get your link clicking finger ready, or hopefully YouTube just redirects you appropriately.
Y'all will get to get rid of us.
Yep. Everyday Space Nerd's asking, have we seen any signs of a version 2 booster? Nope.
No.
Alas. Not yet, anyway. Although the other day I was driving past the Star Factory, and that new, like, nice front entrance they built, if you are in the exact right, like, atom of space, you can see through the doors into the factory, like, onto the factory floor, and see various sub-assemblies in production. And I was able to just barely see the bottom ring of a booster. At least that's what it looked like. Because you know how the bottom of the booster has all those ports on all the vents around the circumference of it. It was just a single ring with a whole bunch of those valves on it in that same manner. I was like, oh look, a single booster ring. That's weird. Usually we only see those, after they're already welded to a barrel. Oh, and Webby in our back channel is saying it looked like a landing tank. Maybe it was a landing tank, but it could have been. That could have potentially, maybe, possibly been the first booster Block 2 thing, but we don't know. Probably won't know. But we have got our eyes peeled for Block 2 booster hardware, because that's going to be another very important puzzle piece here in Starbase. Robert Blake, thanks for the store purchase. They say, let's go. JL, thank you for becoming a PadRat member. Jack with a store purchase. Looks like they got, what did they get? Flight 6 patch. They say, thanks for the great coverage. Can't wait for Flight 6. Tim C, thank you for the support. They say, which direction is the sun now, and where will it be at launch time in each of your primary views? In each of the primary views, bro? All right, in this frame, you know how many primary views we have, bro? In this one, the sun is to the right. As you can see where that bright spot is, the sun is to the right, and it will continue to get lower and further to the right from this camera's perspective. In general, the sun will be behind all of our cameras versus previous flights in which the sun has been, in general, in front of all of our cameras. So much better lighting this time around. Y'all don't want backlighting. It is not great. Minor Downfall, thank you for the support. They say, let's go Ariane 6 flight. The roar of these Vinci engines is going to be so neat. The best part is they paid €5 to say that.
Oh my gosh.
Ron Mechanic Plugged In, thank you for the $50 super. That's very generous of you. They say, long-time silent watcher. Love the coverage from NSF. Home recovering from surgery. Go Bacon, go Starship. Buddy, oh, I'm so sorry you're recovering from surgery. Hopefully you have a quick recovery and it's not super painful. I'm so sorry that you needed surgery even, but thank you for watching us. I'm super appreciative that you took the time to do your first ever super chat for us here. It really means a lot because we love what we do, and $50 is quite a chunk of change. So, chat, let's get some love for Ron Mechanic Plugged in chat, and hopefully they heal up quick. Ryan got the Flight 6 patch. Good job. They say, love the streams. Almost made a trip down to Boca today. Muses? Becoming a Red Team member. Jason. Getting the Flight 6 patch. They say 6 on 6 for the patches. Go Starship. After all that, you guys are coming out with so much support that I'm still 45 minutes behind. There's nothing I could do to go faster. I don't know how to go faster, but thank you all so much for the support. Let's do some more questions. GMFDP is asking, when do you think we will see the first night launch of Starship? Oh man, I'm so looking forward to this. They continue with, and which levels of brightness do you think it will give on a scale from Falcon to SLS? It's going to be sub-Falcon. That's my guess, because Methalox is not a very bright flame compared to Keralox. So,
Yep.
yeah, that would be my guess. When do you think we'll see the first night launch? Trevor, you go first.
Next year.
Sawyer, what do you think?
Not vague at all. Yeah, I think
I thought for a second I thought there was going to be more. There wasn't more. Trevor's being very brief today. Did I anger you, Trevor?
You always angered me. No, I honestly don't have anything more. My guess is next year, but that's a total guess. Like,
I think that we're going to need to see day launches of the ship first, then potentially towards the end of next year we might. And yeah, it's going to be interesting with the Methalox because in terms of night Methalox launches, the only thing that we've seen is Vulcan, although that was extra bright because of the 2 solid rocket boosters. So I'll be very interested to see Methalox at night. Or, well, we had technically Relativity, but that was, smaller.
Talking while muted. Sorry about that. Christopher with a store purchase says, "Cheers to the NSF team. Thanks so much. Thank you all for the awesome views of every launch." Everyday Space Nerd is asking, "Do you think Starship will one day bring Hubble back?" Question mark. What do you guys think? Is that even remotely possible? I think it's remotely possible. Is it probable? Probably not, but it's remotely possible. Trevor, go.
no, I sadly don't think so. I was so disappointed by NASA's response to Jared offering to pay for work done on Hubble. And after NASA said no to that, I kind of don't have any faith that they actually want to save the program or anything, which sucks. It's silly. It seems like it's just stupid bureaucracy getting in the way of something that would objectively be good, but whatever. Polaris 2 will be extremely cool no matter what.
Yeah, if it was SpaceX's call, absolutely. The fact that it's NASA's call, probably not.
Yeah.
Right. It'd be cool, though. I'd love to see that thing in a museum. Eka A is asking, "Is the NASA camera observation plane flying today?" Question mark. Yes, the NASA WB-57 is flying today, right, Sawyer?
It is. We've got the flight plan that was filed for it today, and I know we have our aviation expert tracker in Ryan Caton, who's going to be keeping an eye on that for us as we get into the launch stream. But we very much expect the high-altitude WB-57 plane to be getting some awesome video of launch.
You know, I'm so behind right now on everything. I'm not even sure who's operating. I think it's Jay. Jay, I'm posting a photo of the WB-57 in the OFT Comms channel, and if you could show it on stream, that'd be great. Because people, if you haven't seen this plane, it is really cool. Okay, we can't do that right now. We'll have to do it a little bit later. But when we are ready, we will talk about the WB-57 a little bit more. Here we go. Let's keep rolling while we wait to look at cool plane. Because not only rocket is cool, plane is cool too, right, Max?
Plain good.
I cut out right, but I think he was saying plain good. And that's just plain awesome.
There we go.
And there it is. That is the WB-57. First off, it just looks absolutely awesome. You can see the gimbal mount there on the nose of the plane. It is just so cool.
Yeah, I think I might have dropped
as he
might have dropped a few packets.
Yeah, as they drop again. But yes, you could see that it's a very unique plane. I believe NASA has 2 of them, and we should expect some fantastic views.
It's not optimized for speed. It's optimized for altitude, right? It goes up really, really high, like 40, 50, 60,000 feet, and can get above a lot of the atmosphere and can get some really good views. So hopefully they release those. Sir, do you have me? Have I been spotty?
Now we got you back. Yes, you were spotty, so I was just taking over the answer for that.
Thank you. I love that plane. I don't know what I said that came through and what didn't, but yeah, that was the plane was landing at Point Mugu in California when I shot that. Really, really special treat. Paul F is asking, at what point do you think the Starship program would be considered fully operational?
When propellant transfer is in the works, when it's launching crew, or when they do that routinely, when it's launching crew and routinely launching payloads.
Yeah, I guess because fully, the word there is fully operational, right? So it would have to be both payloads and humans. Sawyer, what do you think?
At least payloads, I think they can make it operational. Again, Falcon 9 was operational well before it was crew rated. So I see operational being once we have the first payload deploy on a mission. I mean, they still have to do orbit first, and I think even that first orbital flight is still going to be considered a test. But once we get payload deploy, I would consider it operational.
Yeah, I would agree to that, but fully operational. I mean, it's supposed to launch people, right? So not until Jared's riding that thing into space is it going to be fully operational.
I
do not think that one can say that Starship is operational until propellant transfer is solved, because like that is such a huge part of this program.
That's true. Starship by itself is just a hog. It's a beast, and they're not gonna be able to unlock everything that they want to unlock with it unless they get to a point where they can do that refilling. I mean, it'll still be a great vehicle for Leo without the refilling, but you know, it's got a lot more jobs than just that. Next up, we have a question from Stephen Lewis asking, is the reentry plasma hotter if the ship is coming in faster? Yes. What about Mars? Will the tiles be up to the entry? Trevor, is there like some kind of physics thing where it's like the faster you're going, it increases with the square or the inverse, something, I don't know. Say something smart. Go.
Peak heating is roughly proportional to the cube of velocity.
So it's cubular.
It is cubular.
that is a math term, right?
Most people would say cubic, but sure.
Cubular.
Of course, that's a California in you coming out cubular.
Cubular, brah. Good question though from Steven. Sawyer, you have any thoughts before we mosey on down the question trail into the
Plenty of
sunset?
thoughts, but none related to this question.
All right, good call. Oh gosh, I am like there's just no way I can keep up with all the support. Eric, thank you for the support. They say, why do they ditch the hot stage ring? Are they planning on recovering it in the future? Well, they already do recover it. I think they're planning on not ditching it in the future is the thing, right? Right, Trevor?
Yeah, so this is a temporary solution that they have. They only are allowed to ditch 20 of them into the ocean. And in the future, probably with Block 2 of Booster, they will have some integrated design where they're able to catch with the hot staging ring still attached.
Yep.